not. I take it. It's a power that I was given by God. And so are you. So don't allow people to make you angry. If they do all kinds of things, that's their problems. But you make the decision that no matter what they do, you're going to be happy, right? Bible says, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. That's our strength. And this month is going to be great. It's a month of great blessings, a month where we're going to meet people and make connections with people who are going to help us get to our destinies. And we're also going to help other people get to their destinies. We're going to be a blessing to one another. That's what this month is going to be. All right? Beautiful. Well, there's some crazy things that have been happening in this country, and yesterday was one of them. I think this was shocking to so many people. But 3 people have so far been arrested after a shoe was thrown at President William Ruto, narrowly missing his face while addressing a crowd in Kehancha town, Migori County. The incident occurred shortly after the head of state had launched a 298-unit affordable housing project, part of his administration's ambitious plan to provide low-cost homes to Kenyans across the country. As President Ruto engaged the crowd and emphasized his government's commitment to development, an unidentified person hurled the object towards him. Eyewitnesses reported that the shoe flew through the air and missed the president by a narrow margin, momentarily startling him. However, Ruto maintained his cool, pausing only briefly before continuing with his address. Security have been scanning the crowd and attempting to identify the source of the disruption, while their silence identity remained unclear until now. But right now we know that 3 people were arrested.
Tupunguze gharama tulisema tupunguze gharama ya mbolea. Ukweli ama si kweli? Tulisema tupunguze gharama ya mbolea. Ngojea, wachana na hao wananchi. Tupunguze gharama Ngojea.
Kwa hivyo watu wa press msiende kutangaza yenu. Ile imefanyika hapa, wanataka kusalamia na mkono na wameshindwa kukufikia. Sasa ukipata nafasi, utarudi hapa usalamie kila youth kwa mkono ya mwisho.
All right, we're back, and very strange things happening, you know. Throwing a shoe at the president, that is the highest level of insanity or frustration. Because, I mean, you can literally get shot or killed doing that. Anyway, the National Police Service has now confirmed that the murder of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Were was a calculated one after linking the lawmaker's death to an Eastlands-based gang. In an update 3 days after he was fatally shot in Nairobi, the National Police Service confirmed 4 suspects had been arrested in connection with the killing, including an administration police officer. Some of those arrested, according to the National Police, are members of the notorious Mujahideen gang, an organized criminal group linked to a series of armed robberies in Nairobi's Eastlands area. At the time of Were's death, he was in the company of his bodyguard and driver, both of whom were unharmed by the gunmen who were aboard a motorcycle that led police to conclude that the murder may have been premeditated. And President William Ruto also commented on the same, vowing to bring those who committed the atrocity to book.
Mimi nataka niwaulize wananchi wote wa taifa letu la Kenya. Lawlessness, violence cannot be part of our culture. We have our country to protect. Stability, peace, and unity of the nation is a major ingredient in matters development and matters growing the economy. Nimeambia watu wote ya kwamba serikali itahakikisha ya kwamba we protect the property, the lives of every citizen. Juzi tumepata matatizo makubwa, tukampoteza mbunge wetu Bwana Ongondo Were. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie watu wa Kasipu na watu wa Homa Bay, wale waliofanya jambo hilo na kumuua huyo mjumbe, we will get them. They will not succeed. They will have nowhere to hide. We will go after them, and we will go after their collaborators mpaka tuhakikisha kwamba kitendo kama hicho hakifanyiki tena katika taifa letu la Kenya. So we are going to work together. Kuna watu wanaleta insecurity, watu wanaiba ng'ombe, watu wanafanya nini, uhalifu. Those are the people who are taking our country backwards. We want to move forward as a nation.
Well, at least the police have literally shown that they can work. They can get things done when they want to, or when there's pressure for them to get at least some action. Because the individuals that were arrested are the ones that one of them was arrested led to the others. So they can actually get to know exactly what they need to know. So let's see whether they're going to bring to book, and they're going to do everything that needs to be done to ensure crime is kept at the lowest level in this country. By the way, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has pledged to restore public trust in the government if he clinches power in the 2027 general election. Matiang'i, who was among a raft of opposition politicians hosted by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua at his Wamonyoro residence in Njiri County on Sunday, accused President William Ruto's government of playing with Kenyans. He described himself as a hard worker, citing his tenure at the Education CS under former President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, when he says he stamped out exam cheating.
Mimi nataka
nimeona wewe William Ruto jana umetuma vibaraka yako akina Faruk na hii kijana ya Kikuyu anasemekana ni bibi ya Ruto. Si mnamjua?
Our ambition or find a way of working with each other, it is worth it, and we will do it so that we move our country forward. Lakini wenyewe pia tafadhali wananchi, tukianza kuzungumza bila tunazungumza, mzingiwe na hizi porocho za huku kuambiwa huyu ameenda hivi, huyu anafanya hivi namna hii. Tuko tayari. Kazi ya kuongoza nchi na kazi ya kuendesha nchi sio kazi ngumu. Watu wengine walikuwa wananiuliza eti wewe tunataka urudi kwa public life, are you serious? Nikasema there's no time in my life I've never been serious. Because wakati nilikuwa Minister for Education, mimi kazi sio shida kwangu, na kwanza kazi ikitajwa mimi nachangamka sana. Nilikuwa nafungua container ya mtihani saa 9 usiku. Napiga shule 15 hapa, naanzia Mudwaini kule, kisha ukati Mungandu Girls, naenda kumalizia bandele ya Njiri huko juu. And I was all over the place. The following day I would be in Kambiamoto, opening containers at 3 a.m. in the morning, kupigana na wakora wakisumbua watoto wetu kwa shule. Sasa mimi niko tayari kupigana na watu kama hao, ndio kazi yangu. Mimi niko tayari. Na hiyo kazi nyinyi wananchi ndio mnatoa hiyo kazi. Nyinyi ndio mko na kadi ya kura, nyinyi ndio mko na kipande, nyinyi ndio mtaamka asubuhi muamue ni nani mnapea hiyo kazi. Sisi wakati ukifika, ninawaahidi mkitupea hiyo kazi mtaona vile nchi itaenda. Because we need to clean our country, we need to restore the faith of government so that people can trust the government again. That serikali ikikwambia kitu, kiongozi wa serikali akikwambia kitu, you can go to sleep and trust what they are telling you. Sio eti mnaambiwa hii tunacheza na.
Meanwhile, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua launched a scathing defense of President Uhuru Kenyatta, calling out President William Ruto and his allies for what he termed as a sustained campaign of political disrespect. During a Thanksgiving service at his Wamunyoro home in Njiri County, Gachagua accused key members of Ruto's inner circle, including State House operatives Farouk Kibet and National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah of being used to attack Kenyatta.
Nimeona wewe William Ruto jana umetuma vibaraka yako akina Farouk na hii kijana ya Kikuyu anasemekana ni bibi ya Ruto. Si mnamjua? Mimi niseme leo nikiwa hapa Mlimani, wewe umetuma hao vijana kwenda kutukana kiongozi wetu, rais wa 4 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Tunataka kukuambia Ruto, wewe kama ni mwanaume, hapana tuma vibaraka kutukana Uhuru Kenyatta, tukana yeye wewe mwenyewe. Lazima sasa kuanzia leo nikinge na kumlinda ndugu yangu Uhuru Kenyatta. Wewe William Ruto ulikuja hapa ukatudanganya na Biblia. Ukatuambia Uhuru Kenyatta ni mlevi, tukakuamini. Ukatuambia Uhuru Kenyatta ni mzembe, ukayangaisha serikali yake. Ukatudanganya sisi sote mpaka watu ya kanisa. Tukamkemea Uhuru Kenyatta ndugu yetu, kiongozi wetu. Tukamwaibisha, tukafanyia Uhuru Kenyatta madhambi yote. Tukakuja kujua wewe ulikuwa ni mbwa mwitu umevaa ngozi ya kondoo. Mimi nataka nikuambie William Ruto, I want to tell you from the mountain. Nataka nikuambie, I want to tell you William Ruto, hakuna vibaraka yako tena watatukana Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Mimi niseme rais ulikuwa hapa juzi. Mimi ni kwa sababu ni muungwana na niheshimu ofisi yako, nikatoa mwelekeo kwa mlima. Nikasema usitukanwe na mtu yeyote. Nikasema usipigiwe kelele. Ukuje uongee na watu ya mlima, lakini walipe kwa sababu unakuja kuongea uongo. Si ndio? Si nilisema mchukue pesa? Mimi nikasema msikize uongo lakini wacha nikuambie William Ruto, ukiendelea kutumia vijana kutukana Uhuru Kenyatta, next time utakuja mlima, mimi nitatoa amri, hawa wananchi watakutukana wewe mwenyewe.
Well, at the same time, Junet Mohammed, who is the leader of minority in the National Assembly, poured water on the new outfit, saying there's nothing new.
Sasa hii nimeona picha nyingine last week, watu wamepiga picha wanasema ati audacity of hope, new dawn. Sasa Rigathi Gachagua ni new dawn in Kenya. Jamani. Unajua saa ingine mimi nataka hata Yesu arudi haraka. Sasa ati wanapiga picha ati audacity of hope, ati new dawn. Nikaangalia picha namna hii, naona Martha Karua, naona Rigathi Gachagua, naona Mukisa Kitui, naona inaitwa nani ile mwingine ile Chris Wamalwa, no, Eugene Wamalwa. Naona watu tumetembea nao miaka mingi mpaka tukanyoroshwa tukalia pamoja ati new hope, new dawn. Unajua sasa tangu mzee Ojwanga kufe, vitimbi sasa imeenda kwa wanasiasa. Sasa hii ni vitimbi sasa hii. Your Excellency, the country is more serious than those jokes. Very serious. Because these people you are seeing here today, they have gathered here today, some of them almost slept here last night to come and meet their president, so that they can interact with him, so that they can listen to him, so that he can tell them what plans and what programs he has for them. Watu wanaenda sasa sherehe, wanatembea na magari sijui ngapi, wanafanya sijui muziki kila pa. Jana I was watching kitimbi kingine hapa Kisii. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nafikiri wananchi wataambiwa what they are going to do for them, what hope they have for them. Wanaenda ku launch Ruto must go. That one you don't need any launching. Unaweza sema tukiwa Nairobi kwa microphone. Watu wameshasema paka wamechoka. Wamesema Moi must go. Nilikuwa primary school. Uhuru sisi tulisema Uhuru must go. Amemaliza miaka yake 10. Si huyu must go. Sasa ndugu yangu, let us look for something else. That one is not working. And you know, must go is normally popular. Must go in Kenya is very popular when the president is not coming from certain region. Hata mimi sasa ukiniwachia kiti watasema Junet must go. Sasa hii must go ni mambo tu ya story, tuendelee na kasi.
However, his sentiments were quickly rebutted by the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's supporters, including Karongo Adhangwa.
Hiyo tumekuwa tukisema. Pale walikuwa Nyanza saa hii, mahali Rais Kasongo alikuwa. Nasikia mikutano yao wamemaliza haraka, wakakimbia State Lodge, ndio wakaone TV, waone wa Munyoro. Na sababu wameona na wanaona, lazima tuwajibu, si ndio? Wamesema ati tuache kusema must go sababu imeisha fashion. Tuwapatie mkutasari? Tuwapatie mkutasari? Sasa wewe Junet, chukua mkutasari kutoka wa Munyoro. Ile must go haina maana, ni yenu, sababu haijaipeleka mtu nyumbani. Ile must go haina maana, ni yenu, sababu mliua watu ndio muweze kuingia kwa serikali. Ile must go haina maana, ni yenu, sababu mnaitumiaga kuitisha nusu mkate. Lakini kutoka hapa wa Munyoro, ile must go yetu tukisema inapeleka watu nyumbani. Tulisema Moi must go, alienda hakuenda? 2022 project tulisema must go, hakuenda? Sisi tulisema must go, watoto wetu wakashikwa wakaekwa ndani. Sisi tukasema must go, tukatumia mwanajeshi mkuu atuambie tuache kusema must go. Ni sababu tukisema must go wanajua yetu ni ya ukweli. Ya ukweli si ya ukweli? Si ni ya ukweli? Wao wakisema must go huwa wanaitwa. Sisi tukisema must go hautuiti, unakwenda. Unaenda ukisonga.
All right. Now, there are a lot of things that are happening in the political scene in this country. I mean, people are calling one another all kind of things. They're trying to show us that they are the best, better than the others, or the others are better, whatever. Let me tell you, and this is what I believe, politicians are just politicians. They have mastered the art of lying, and they will try and just seduce you so that you vote for them. And once you vote for them, they don't care about you. Remember this. The only person who cannot lie to you is the Lord Jesus Christ. And we believe that we may get some good leaders, but don't put your trust in man. These leaders will never get you what you desire in this life. You got to lock it up between you and the Lord. That's the only way you can make it. Right? Now, the division within ODM continues to widen as leaders who support the broad-based government tear into those opposed, claiming they are sabotaging the party from within. Led by Oburu Odinga, the leaders told those opposed to the new arrangement with the government that they can leave the party if they will.
I come from Siaya. When my own governor stands up and says that, and he's annoyed, I don't know annoyed with who. He's annoyed, and he says that he just wants to talk the truth. The truth. What truth? Me, I never lie. I always say the truth. And the truth of the matter, Your Excellency, is that we are in broad-based government, not as individual members of parliament, and not as individual senators. We are here, there in this broad-based government as a result of a resolution of our party, ODM. Those who are annoyed, who think that this broad-based government is not right, they are actually vomiting on us from within. Why don't they get out and vomit from without? Because we want our party ODM to have a nice smell, and we want to move on with our people.
On that one, I am clear as day and night, Mr. Speaker. I mean, Your Excellency, Mr. President. Sisi tulisaini na wewe MOU hapo KICC. Mambo 10 ya kulete wa Kenya pamoja. And we will stick by that. I will stick. And those people in ODM sometimes who go overboard, I will remind them, one of the MOU conditions, there was nothing like abusing government or president.
We are being told that we have to fight for our rights. We have to fight for our rights. Your Excellency, that is what we are fighting for. That is why these our people are there. We are fighting for our rights, and we are elected to do the same. The governor is not a given mandate to fight for his people. He is given mandate to serve his people.
Some leaders from this community are promising that they want to go back to jail, or they want to go back to the streets. I want to tell those leaders that some of them, they are so advanced in age that if they go back to jail, they will not come out.
If you want to read the body language of Raila Odinga, read Dr. Buru. If you want to know the body language of Dr. Odinga, of Raila Amolo Odinga, check what you net.
Now, among the leaders who have been opposed to the broad-based government include Siaya Governor James Orengo, who is now vowing that he will not be cowed.
Talk on account of the covenant between ourselves. There's the covenant between the Lord and us, but there's a covenant between ourselves, which is in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya.
All right. The newspapers have very interesting pictures. The Standard newspaper has a very interesting headline. It says, Ruto shoe down. You know, it's like a showdown, but now instead it's shoe down. Shoe down. Kiatu chini. A message of simmering anger was relayed to President Ruto through a flying shoe that hit him as he addressed a crowd at his last stop on his first day visit to Migori County. The incident surprised his allies who had mobilized intensely ahead of the visit. This, I think, is the first time, and they've gotten a picture of the shoe in the air headed toward President William Ruto. Very strange. And then our turn to eat, from protest to privileges. He has long branded himself as the people's champion. That is that is Baba, Raila Odinga, the voice of the downtrodden. But time and again, Raila Odinga has turned moments of national crisis into personal political capital with rewards for his inner circle. In this statesmanship, is this statesmanship or strategic self-interest activism? Well, the Standard, I'm telling you. Mama Kayai. Kenya Kwanza's sweet health promise suffers funding pains. The 12 minutes call that sparked a mother's hope for son's return. And then how Raila's relatives' fortunes changed after handshake with Ruto. Hey. After Raila loses, riots erupt, then deals follow. These guys are just hitting the nail on the head. Hey, the Standard. Wacha. Sports at the back page of the Standard. Crowd trouble at Gusii Stadium as Gor Mahia beat rivals Shabana. Then we look at the Star. Phone puzzle in MP murder as 4 suspects nabbed in city. You know, this is the first member of parliament who has been murdered, and people have felt literally jack. It's the family obviously suffered the loss, but the public basically in some areas celebrated his death because incidentally he happened, or he's alleged to have been a thug on the ground, causing a lot of mothers to mourn their children. You have his picture there and the relatives obviously crying, and then you know, the vehicle being investigated by the DCI, and then we're told that a car and 3 motorbikes have been seized in the murder probe, and one of the guys who's been arrested is an AP police officer. The parents' dilemma amid costly free education. The free education that never is. Nairobi positioned as key test bed for innovation targeting African markets. And then the back page of the Star, we got chaotic moment. Gor Mahia prevail over Shabana despite running battle at Gusii Stadium. Wait a minute, these guys have not said anything about Matiang'i in Njiri. Oh, it's been given a story, imefichwa tu mahali kwa kona. Let me see whether it's there, eh? Eish, Vane. There is nothing about Matiang'i in Wamunyoro. Okay. Nara. We got the nation scandal of 22 billion youth jobs project. Scandal after scandal. Billions are being poured by the government into programs to create jobs for the youth with little to show over the years. Damning audits show some money, which is part of the runaway public debt choking the nation, has been pocketed by ghost beneficiaries as auditors could not track recipients. And as these projects are turned into cash cows, the crisis of unemployment, one of the major grievances that triggered a youth uprising last year, continues to deepen. Couples night out, bathtub, murder, and attempt to buy off pathologists. Iko kimeumana. There's somebody who's walking around driving some expensive vehicle in Nairobi, yet he basically misappropriated or stole. He's a thief. He stole money that was meant to create jobs for the young people. At least the nation has the Gachagua opposition leaders vowed to make Ruto one-time president, and then it also gives Raila's men split plays out in Ruto's visit to the region. So it covers, it's very balanced, covers both stories, gives them prominence, which is good. The back page of the nation is Gor Shabana, league match leaves 72 people injured. Now what happened here? Why in the world would you beat, why would you fight over a game of 22 grown-ups chasing a ball or chasing a leather thing that is full of air? It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. So later on in the show, I'm waiting for my guests to come in. Later in the show, we'll have a conversation about some of these things that have happened as we take a look at what next for this country. Sindio, let me take some water as I wait for my guests.